Hello, hello, hello. I am the host OCL, and welcome back to One Century Later. Today we'll be taking a look at all events from June 29th to July 5th, 1925. As with last week, all of my sources are in the description down below. Monday, June 29th, 1925. A 6.8 magnitude earthquake struck Santa Barbara, California. The earthquake killed 13 and caused about $8 million in damages. However, the damages could have been much worse had city engineers not switched off the electricity and natural gas pipelines. Also on this day, Roald Amundsen and his crew arrived in Tromsø Sound in northern Norway, where crowds cheered their arrival. Tuesday, June 30th, 1925. At 3:30 a.m., the Svenska Teatern, the largest theater in Sweden and the National Theatre of Sweden, caught fire and was destroyed. It is unknown if the fire was caused by arson or negligence, but the theater was never rebuilt. Also on this day, Edith Rogers would win the special election for the 5th District of Massachusetts of the U.S. House of Representatives after the death of the sitting representative, her husband, John Rogers. She was the 6th woman to be elected to the House of Representatives and the first in Massachusetts. During her 35 years in the House, she would heavily campaign for the rights of veterans, and in 1944 would help draft the GI Bill of Rights for veterans. Wednesday, July 1st, 1925. The Kuomintang created a new national government for the Republic of China in Guangzhou, China, with the goal of reunifying China after the collapse of the Qing dynasty in 1912. The Netherlands held elections for all 100 seats of their Tweede Kamer de Staten-Generaal, the lower house of the States General, the Netherlands legislature. The General League won 30 of the seats, and together with its coalition of the Anti-Revolutionary Party and the Christian Historical Union, secured a majority with 54 seats. Also on this day, French composer Erik Satie passed away at 59 years old. Thursday, July 2nd, 1925. Nikolai Golitsyn, the last prime minister of the Russian Empire, was executed for participating in a counter-revolutionary monarchist organization. The last words were, quote, "I'm tired of life. Thank God." Friday, July 3rd, 1925. The German government sent a letter of protest to the Soviet Union after the Soviet Union sentenced 3 students to death for high treason and espionage. Much of the German public called for a break in the diplomatic relations between the two countries, believing the charges were created to force Germany into a prisoner exchange. Saturday, July 4th, 1925. During the night, 5 to 7 million lira worth of items were stolen from the treasury of St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican. The thieves dug a hole into the roof of the treasury and stole many important items in the church's possession. However, they did not steal many of the much more valuable items that the church held in a separate location. The police arrested 7 people, including 6 who worked for the basilica as painters or laborers. At 3:30 in the morning, the Pickwick Club in Boston collapsed, killing 44 and injuring many more. Roughly 120 people were celebrating July 4th, and the building was not able to support their combined weight. This collapse would inspire H.P. Lovecraft to write 2 short stories, The Horror at Red Hook and He. Sunday, July 5th, 1925. Nothing of historical precedent happened on this day. And that is all. See you next week for all events from Monday, July 6th, 1925 to Sunday, July 12th, 1925.